Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mary-Liz Bugo. Thank you for clicking and I hope you find a reason to stay. If you're not new, thank you so much for staying here and for watching this video. I really appreciate you. Today's video is particularly to speak about my experience. I had done ask me, not really ask me anything. I had asked if people would want to see me speaking about my day-to-day experiences living with endometriosis. I've done a bit of videos in terms of the hustles and bustles and all that kind of stuff, but I've not given a breakdown of how my day looks like. So I think one of the things, point number one to note is I'm constantly in pain. I think pain is the first thing I want to address. I'm constantly in pain. I have to survive on painkillers. I'm in pain mostly around my stomach area, my navel area. I have one of the biggest endometriums. My endometriums are like distributed in different places, but the one there is the biggest one. And so it's really painful. I have to make sure even when I wear clothes, I wear loose clothes so that, or even if they're not loose, they're not necessarily tight to an extent that I can feel the tightness, because then that will hurt me really bad. So that, and pain is whatever time of the day. I just soldier through it. I soldier through it because at the beginning, around in May and June and most of July, the pain was numbing. Not that it's different now. Then my body was still adjusting. I didn't know what to do about it. So it really like took me down. It took a toll on my body. I couldn't move much. I couldn't do much. It's like you wake up in the morning, or today before I go to bed, for example, I plan tomorrow I want to do ABCD, and in the morning you can't even leave the bed because of the pain. It was so bad. And then that time, because in May when I started using my contraceptives, and I'll get into that, when I started using my contraceptives, I started with the pill, and the pill was really like, it really messed my body up completely to an extent. I remember in May I was able to leave at most, I think, 3 times. 2 perfect times. One time I had to come back. I had gone for an event. I had to come back because I couldn't. I tried my best, and when I got there, it was getting worse. So yeah, you live with pain like that, and it's the kind of chronic pain that you get tired of explaining to people. You get tired of having it hinder you from going through your day-to-day life activities. You get tired because giving into it, and it's not because like you have an option or anything like that, but giving into it looks like you not doing anything. And I think the one thing that has really been something that brings me down completely is the fact that I live with that pain, and then I still have bills to pay, have responsibilities. So to juggle, like, I don't have the luxury to say, you know what, I am unwell, don't worry why I keep turning my hair left, right and center. I'm having I will talk about them as well as the video goes on, but I get a lot of heat flashes. So right now it's so hot, my back is drenched with sweat. So yeah, even my face, if you can notice, it's like sweaty. This is what it looks like. Yeah, so while going through all this, I don't have that kind of a plan where I can say I will just stay and let my body rest during this period and all that kind of stuff. I don't have a luxury to afford that. And so whenever I get work opportunities, to be able to go and get the work done, because yeah, you're sick but you have no luxury to rest. So I think that is one of the points in which the pain beats me down completely. And even simple things like just going out and having fun, I do sometimes, especially with my friends, because I'd hang out at home and all that kind of stuff. But now my body has been taken a toll on completely, that even going out is an extreme sport. So I go when I can, which is once in a while, pretty much. Like, I can count the number of times I've been out since my diagnosis, and even before, I mean, because we were in COVID and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, pretty much because of that. So that's the first thing. The second thing I have to deal with every day is heat flashes. And anyone who is going through menopause can comment down below how heat flashes can be horrendous. And now, because it's too hot, and I'm already a person who doesn't like clothes, so you can already tell I don't like that much heat. And then it's too hot in Nairobi right now, and then I'm going through so much heat flashes. Like, you could just sit, like right now I was just sitting, and it's like within time spans of around 30 minutes. In 30 minutes I'll get another heat flash. I can't control it, I can't do anything about it. You're sweating all the time, it's hot all the time, and it's that kind of sweat where it drenches. Like, my back is, I don't know if you can see my hand, but my back is drenched with sweat. Around the face area mostly, it's drenched with sweat. Like, when I wipe like that, it's sweat. It's just, you just feel like from one second to another, you feel like your body has this layer of heat. Like, it's just like your body is experiencing a heat wave, but it's only on your body, because you can feel the air around it is not that hot, but on your skin it's so hot, it's irritating. And I have to deal with that every day, daytime and nighttime. It's harder nighttime because 1 minute you have a duvet on, the other minute you can't have a duvet on. The downside to that is my doctor would even tell me, like, for example, if I was to step out right now, I will still get heat flashes even when I'm outside. I will be cold and then I'll get a heat flash and it's like the world is burning down, literally. So my doctor then tells me I can't be leaving the house without a sweater, because the heat flashes are a false representation of the climate. And so you might think, because I'm getting heat flashes, I don't need a sweater or anything like that, and then the cold gets you, and now because you're sick, you're more prone to things like pneumonia and all that kind of stuff. So to balance the heat and still wearing clothes, I think that's the most difficult thing. I like it when I'm in the house, because then when I'm in the house I can be naked the whole time. It's not like I'm exposed to cold or anything like that. But going out is an extreme sport. Just remembering to bring a sweater even when I know I won't need it, and it's just, or even when I need it, I'll wear it on a body that is really hot, can't handle the heat, but still I have to wear it. So that is another thing. The third thing, and I think that this is why I'm doing a fundraiser, and if you guys see this video, please support my fundraiser. It's expensive. Daily you have to worry. The risk of making bad financial choices could put you in a situation where you can't afford medication, you can't afford treatment, and medication and treatment is very expensive. Even as I await surgery, I have to still go to the hospital, I have to get treatment, yeah, and I can't get treatment without money. So just balancing, already you have to work extra hard because you're sick to make money to sustain your daily life. This is how hot it is. This is how it's heat everywhere. It's just, I'm drenched with sweat. Not only do you have to continue working regardless of the fact that you're sick to make money to sustain your day-to-day life, you still have to make money for medication, you still have to make money for bills, you still have to make money for treatment, you still have to make money. I got an injection that was really expensive, and I talked about it. If you follow me on my social medias, I talk about it. It's how you leave the house and you're told to bring around 20,000 Kenya shillings because you will need the injection, and that's what it will cost you. Then you get there and you end up spending even more than 20,000 Kenya shillings, and to just look at it and think it's an injection, and it helps, yeah, but it's very, very expensive, right? And there's no other alternative. In fact, that was like the best alternative, because then the other alternative would be every month I'm required to have around 9 Gs to take some medication, and that medication I have to take it every month. So like, when you think about it, really it's more or less the same. The good thing with the injection, it goes for a period of between 3 and 5 months. So at least for 3 to 5 months you spend the 24 Gs that that I spent. So thinking of that from that perspective, very expensive. And then now the other regular, purchases of medication and all that kind of stuff. Shit is expensive. Shit is so expensive. After that, medication. You don't use medication because it works. Contraceptives, and I'll get a little bit in depth in terms of contraceptives, but you use painkillers not because painkillers work, but because you're in so much pain you can't stay without painkillers. It gets tiresome. I've overdosed. I think the last 5-6 months I've really overdosed on painkillers because I've been having so much pain, and then I have to go out and do stuff. So the balance between going through so much pain and going to get stuff done, I have to take a lot of painkillers to be able to survive, right? You end up overdosing. Even the painkillers that I use are very, very strong, first of all, but I have to take a lot of those. I take 3 different varieties of painkillers and 1 variety of anti-allergies because I react to contraceptives a lot. So I have to take all that medication all the time, and to just like remember, you still have to be functional because you've taken medication, you're overdosed on painkillers, and you still have to show up, for example, for a meeting that you're the one who is facilitating, or you still have to show up for an event that you have to be present. Like pretty much when you leave your house to go do something that is work related, you have to be at par. And most of the time I'm slacking behind because I'm an insomniac. I don't sleep at all that much, and then like everything is just jumbled up. You just realize taking medication takes a toll on your body, and you have to show up to do stuff that you're supposed to do. So just navigating all that. What other thing? I stay by myself, so I have to ensure I am able to, like even with dealing with all that, I have to cook for myself. I don't hate cooking, but I've had to learn really quickly. When I cook a lot of food. I pack and put in the fridge because I don't know how I'll be feeling tomorrow, and I don't want to risk. I try my best to eat at least once a day or twice, so that I can have something in my body considering the amount of medication I have to take. And then, but that in itself is hectic because then sometimes you want to cook, there's nothing in the house, and you want to leave and go and buy things, but your body can't, or that time you don't have money because you just spent money to buy medication. So that is like pretty much how my day-to-day life looks like. And then another thing is, contraceptives depress you. I have been so depressed, and I've been suppressing those feelings, right? I do therapy, so there is the part where I do therapy, but I've been suppressing a lot of feelings in terms of how 1 minute you're okay, and because you're taking contraceptives and they deal with your hormones, 1 minute you're okay, 1 minute you're bawling. You're bawling your eyes out because you're in this mode of confusion, but also pain, but also not knowing how to place, to put a finger on exactly what the feeling that you're processing in that moment is. And so you just feel depressed, and you want to do so much, but you can't do so much. You just lay there, and I'm quite introverted, so I can just sit with myself and be watching my things and not talk or do anything, even when I have someone in the house. But yeah, pretty much like your body becomes this thing that you don't understand, or your emotions are almost all over the place. 1 minute you're okay, another minute you're not okay, and you have to learn to strike that balance of, I have to be a proper functional human being. So that's quite difficult. Another thing that that happens, and I think this is what I'll talk about mostly, is about contraceptives. Contraceptives take a toll on your body. Contraceptives deteriorate your bonds. It makes your bonds weak. My doctor told me categorically I should be careful not to hurt myself, because I'm using contraceptives. Contraceptives make your body mimic a body that is going through menopause. And when you start going through menopause, that's where like old age comes in, so you begin to deteriorate. So contraceptives do that to your body. So I can't get injuries, especially bone injuries, because when I get them, recovering is almost impossible. So I can't risk that. And then I'll get allergic reactions. I will itch. Like I can just be seated here, then I just start itching. One point, I'm still recovering. I still have spots on my body for when I got the injection, and I had some for when I had just started using the pill, because that also gave me a lot of skin reaction. But I could just be sitting here, and then you'll notice my face starting having like pink patches. And initially it was really difficult because I wouldn't know what it was. I'll just start itching, and then I'll itch it. You're not supposed to itch it, you're supposed to leave it alone. So then until it goes down, and that's why I use, every day I have to make sure I take antihistamines, because in case of an allergic reaction, I already have antihistamines in my system. I was given some steroids that are supposed to be, anti-allergies, but for long term. I took them for 5 days, and they're supposed to be in the system for 6 months, but they backfired. My body rejected them, so they've not been efficient. So I'm just using the regular antihistamines. So getting those allergic reactions, most of the time when I meet people and my eyes are swollen, people normally ask me, well, have you been crying? No, it's not because I've been crying, it's because I'm having an allergic reaction. It attacks the eyes a lot, so my eyes will just be swollen, or you will think I have some sort of eye bags, but it's not eye bags, it is just the allergic reaction. So that is it about contraceptives. And the thing about contraceptives, I think another interesting thing is it's not a one size fit all. So I have had to go through trials. I started with the pill, then I did the patch. The patch was the most reactive long term, because I'd get a lot of skin reactions, a lot. And then the injection also is a lot of reactions. I think the injection has been the most hectic one. The pain has kind of magnified. It's more than the way it was even before. And then the reactions, all the three have given me skin reactions. All the three have given me so much fatigue. All the three are putting me through a lot of depressive episodes. Like I can just be sitting, and all of a sudden I'm having these very depressive episodes. And if you follow me on social media, especially on Instagram, you'll notice that I document those. I document those because they're important for when I go for my appointments. I use those to tell my, like, to track how I was feeling at some point and all that kind of stuff, and if we need to change anything. So I have to deal with all those things like every day. That is my everyday life. That is me waking up in the morning and realizing, yeah, I want to do something, but I can't do anything. Or it's too hot outside, my body can't even handle the heat because of the heat flashes that I keep on getting. Or I want to go for a meeting, or I want to go for something that is happening, but I can't go. Most of the time I have to push myself. Most of the time I have to really try my best to, just show up, even when the last thing I'd want is to do that. The only thing I'd want is to just stay at home. Most of the time I have to force myself to go out and have a bit of fun with my friends, because I generally have, I am clinically diagnosed with depression, ADHD, PTSD, and severe anxiety. And all those are things I have to deal with every day. But now with contraceptives, the depressive episodes magnified as well, because then there's you, the depressed human being, and then there's you, the depressed because of the hormonal treatment that you're getting. And I get frustrated when people speak about contraceptives. They speak about family planning. They don't speak about the array of issues that women go through that are reproductive issues. And the way to manage them is through contraceptives. So I feel like one of the conversations that I'll try and create a platform so that we can have conversations about it is the conversation on contraceptives, not even family planning, because not everyone who is family planning uses contraceptives, but not everyone who is using contraceptives is family planning. In fact, a big majority of people who use contraceptives are not using them for purposes of family planning, and that is a conversation we should be able to have. So yeah, all those things, I have to go through all those things, and I have to figure out how to go through my day every day, and it can be hectic. And I think one of the most difficult journeys of all of this is doing these things alone. Look at sweat. This is me just like breaking into sweat for no reason at all. I'm just seated here, but I'm breaking into sweat. Doing all this alone, it gets really lonely. Like this week I have been feeling, and I know the week has just begun because I'm doing this video on Monday, March 21st, 2022. It feels so lonely. I stare at the ceiling of my house and I just break down into tears, because sometimes all you want is someone to tell you, don't worry, I will do this. Or, what do you need? Today is your day to just rest, I'll take care of you. Or, you don't have to work. You don't have to pay bills. Bills are sorted this month and next month. Like, all those things that contribute to why you worry. Those make it even more lonelier, but also just like being in that place where many times I've asked that question, why for so long. I stopped asking about why all these things are happening, but they're happening, but it becomes really difficult to just comprehend all those things and to just constantly keep on wondering, when will daybreak come? So it can get really, really, really lonely, tiresome, financially draining, emotionally draining, depressive. It's a lot of things. And I think the hardest part is having to go through those things every day. There's no day I don't, in one moment or the other, get reminded of that. And I still have to show up, do my work, be good at it, because the society will still consider you mediocre just because you showed up to do something when you're not feeling well. So you have to show up and put your best foot forward. It's a lot. It is a lot. It's a lot. That is how living with endometriosis, my experience, looked like. And for those people who have not watched any video other than this, I have endometriosis, I have PCOS, I have adenomyosis, and I have an inverted uterus. I was supposed to get my surgery between 22nd and 24th of February, but it was moved because there were some hitches. This is also an update for people who have been waiting for an update about my surgery. So where we are right now, we are waiting for approval for NHIF so that I can have some of the bills that NHIF can cater for. And then I'm waiting for the approval for that through my doctor, but also I'm waiting for the doctor to confirm new surgery days. But that is the situation. It had to be moved. It was beyond me. I was ready to go get over and done with it. I wouldn't say I'm excited, because what is to be excited about with knowing you're going to get surgery? But I was looking forward to getting past that stage of everything. And so the way we are right now, we're still waiting for my two surgeons to confirm, Dr. Yamal and Dr. Njagi, to confirm. And then, of course, through my doctor, Dr. Bosire, we'll be able to have a final communication on when the surgery is going to happen and all that kind of stuff. So if you have been wanting to know an update about that, please, this is the update. And that's how things are, and living with that, and maybe to just send my heart out. And the things I go through is not guaranteed that everyone who has endometriosis deals with these things. I guess, I don't know. I can only speak about my experience, because before now I wasn't speaking about endometriosis because I never knew I had endometriosis, but now that I do, I have to speak about it. So yeah, I'm an insomniac. I also don't sleep that much, so most of the time I need rest. I try my best to rest as much as possible because I can't sleep, and the depression contributes to that. I don't eat that much. I try my best to eat as much as possible. When I'm excited about food, I try to eat as much as possible because most of the time that's the only time I'll eat in that day and all that. So yeah, it's tough. It's really difficult. So when you see me, when you meet me out there, give me a hug, you know, because every day is just another day of me trying to, you know, sum up some courage and energy to be able to get through the day, even when the day is so difficult. So yeah, that is my perspective of living with endometriosis, how my day-to-day looks like. Again, like I said, and I will reiterate, my experience is not the same as everybody else's experience. So give and hold space for people to share their experiences according to what they're going through, but most importantly, hold space for people so that they can feel good enough to be able to share this information with you. If you're new here, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you get to subscribe. I would love to have you here. If you're not new, thank you so much for staying here. Remember to share the video, like it, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think about it. If you know someone who has gone through endometriosis, tell me what the experience was like. If you are someone who is living with endometriosis, PCOS, adenomyosis, or any of these conditions, comment down below and tell me what your experience is like. And thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.